The Communications and Advocacy Officer of United and Strong, Bennet Charles, has spoken his mind about a troubling news report which surfaced over the weekend. The sensitive news surrounds the arrest of a former educator who has been charged with the crime of buggery. The accused was arrested after allegedly sexually assaulting a 6-year-old boy. Charles said this incident, as well as others like it, raises a sense of anger within the organization. On the other hand, he went on to say that the incident highlights the sad fact that female issues are given precedence over that of males.
We understand that men are prone to a lot of things, violence and also sexual abuse. But we've been so caught up in focusing on the issues that women have faced because, again, we see women as, sadly, the weaker sex. We see women as the softer gender, feminine as the softer gender. And so what that does, it has sort of allowed us to not focus on other issues, the other gender. You know, our men are being sexually abused. Our men are more prone to violence. And so we believe that, if a man is sexually abused, even as a child, it's not an issue that we take on because we're so focused on protecting our girls. But our young boys are being exposed to those very situations.
Charles said the victims of such crimes have a lot working against them, including societal ignorance of the full-scale issue and the lack of resources to deal with it.
We have a culture of even blaming the victims or ridiculing the victims. When you have a child at 5 years who's been sexually abused and molested, do we have the appropriate structures to now facilitate a healthy growth of that young boy into society? And sadly, I don't think we do, because working with members both from the LGBT community and working with women who are not from the LGBT community, it proves that the system may have been trying. I mean, we do have structures like gender relations, human services, but everybody sings the same songs that the resources are very limited.
Another thing which is often overlooked, according to Charles, is the after effect of such crimes in both the victims and the perpetrators.
Sadly, it usually is a very long and difficult road for victims of sexual abuse and victims of violence. And even on the flip side, even the person who allegedly committed the crime, society never lets you forget any crime that you commit. But also, as a civilized society, you need to give support to perpetrators. Simply being because if the structures of society, we have a sort of philosophy that the crime is an alleged crime, and the due process must take place. And when the due process takes place and you're proven guilty, then there is something you have to do the time. If you're not proven guilty, then also there are structures in place. And no matter what, we also need to provide support because, again, the perpetrator also has a family. And that in itself becomes an even deeper issue.
The advocacy officer said these are the matters in need of the most attention from policymakers as opposed to them shying away from the topic. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzales.